Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. Today we're going to do a couple of fun updates. One, the new production greenhouse is finished. Roger and the boys have completed the construction, and I say finished, the construction part is finished. We still have to do electrical, water, irrigation, the whole 9 yards. So we're going to go over there, show you what it looks like all finished. But first what we're going to do is we are here where we are housing all of our shrubs that are currently available online. Head over to gardeningwithcreekside.com. If this will be your first time headed over there, you're going to see that we have a brand new website. It's very clean, very light, very airy. Should be, hopefully our goal is that it was very user friendly. When you go on there the first time, there's going to be a pop-up that's probably going to happen that asks for your email. If you will put your email in, then you get I believe it's 15% off. So then if you scroll down all the way down to the bottom of the website, there will be a place where you can put in your mobile number to get text messages, and you will get 20% off once you give us your cell phone number. I promise y'all, we are not going to spam you. We are not going to sell your information. This is just a way that e-commerce businesses have found this a very highly effective way to communicate with their customers, because we can just send you out, hey, this is what the special is for November. Hey, we're now taking pre-orders for all the 2024 annuals, which we are, by the way. So it's just a great way that we can communicate with you quickly and effectively and let you know what's happening at Creekside Nursery here in Dallas, North Carolina. Now, speaking of, when you go and navigate, you're going to see that yes, we have annuals on there. We have perennials, and we will have more shrubs than we're showing you today. If you would like to go ahead and have the best selection for 2024, go ahead and do your pre-order. Pre-order those annuals, your perennials, your shrubs, whatever. Just know that those annuals and perennials are going to be shipped next year. You're not going to get them now. It is a pre-order. Everybody repeat after me. Pre-order. They will ship next year, 2024, appropriate to your growing zone. So obviously my sweet people who are in the warmer zones, you're going to get yours first. My sweet people who are in the frigid areas, you're going to get yours a little bit later. So we will ship according to zones. That's why when you go in and you place an order, you're going to put in your growing zone. So that way we know exactly where you are. Keep it all nice and organized. What we're going to do now is just kind of walk through, because we do have still a nice little selection of shrubs available. And if you are in the warmer zones like us in North Carolina, I would say we're a 7B. We're now in an 8A. And I will say this too, we're working on updating, because the website launched like the day they updated the hardiness zones. So when you go in there, it may still put you at your old hardiness zone. Don't worry about it. We're still good. We will get that fixed. We just have to get all of that updated. You can still plant shrubs, perennials in your landscape. We are getting ready to plant the signature garden in the next couple of weeks, and it will be perfectly fine. So we thought it would just be kind of fun to go through and just give you a heads up. We're not going to go through every single plant, but just talk about some of the things. Now, roses are extremely cold hardy. You can go ahead and get these in the ground. This is going to be one of the new ones. It is the Rise Up Lilac Days. I was really impressed with this rose. Now you can see from its habit that it is going to be, you can use it as a climbing rose, an upright rose, or you can use it as a shrub rose. It just depends on how you prune it and if you want to stake it with a trellis or an obelisk or whatever. But these Rise Up series are great. I do really like the lilac. It's a very nice, soft purple. So we've got those. We've got, this is the Oh So Easy Ice Bay. So if you like nice white roses, then of course those Oh So Easies are going to be much more compact. They're not going to be that upright like the Rise Up series. So roses are a great option for you. And as always, please feel free to go to gardeningwithcreekside.com. You will see that some of those shrubs you can order now, and then some may say a pre-order. That's just because in the spring we're going to be adding more shrubs to the line and everything. So lots of different roses. The Rise Up Amberness, this is still in that same series as obviously the Lilac Days. I dare say this was my favorite out of the series. Their amberness just performed really well. It was resistant to black spot, powdery mildew. The flowers are stunning. If you're familiar with the Atlas rose, very similar color in that, and it was fragrant. One of my absolute favorites was this Rise Up Amberness. We have a good little selection of those, so y'all need to get those for sure. And then, okay, now this, we only have like 4 of them, so whoever goes on the website first, well then there you go. So this is a sweet box. This is called Sweet and Low. Spring Meadow sent us 3 of these in the springtime, I believe it was. Y'all, I have been so impressed with this plant. It has already like tripled in size, so it's a nice fast grower. It is going to be an evergreen. It is beautiful. It's listed as deer proof. Proven Winter says that. Jenny does not say that. In my book, I don't know if anything's deer proof, but highly resistant to deer. Now what's great about this is going to be a little bit more for your shade garden, which if you have shade gardens and hostas and you have deer problems, then you know what troublesome that the deer can be. Here you have this beautiful evergreen shrub, hardy in zones 5 to 9, nice and petite. It can be about 2.5 feet tall, but 3 feet wide. I love mine. They're still in the pots. I haven't planted them yet because I don't know exactly where they're going to go, but Sweet and Low sweet box. I've got 4 left right now. Obviously, yes, you can pre-order for next year, but if you've got a shade garden and you've got some deer issue and you're looking for some evergreen shrubs, I want you to check out this Sweet and Low. It is definitely a very, very cool plant that I personally am excited about. I know that I probably should put it in the signature garden, but I really want to put it in the gardens up at the chicken coop, but I digress. All right, hydrangeas. Hydrangeas will do great going in at this time of year, and we have got a wide selection of hydrangeas available for you. Whether you're looking for the serratas are what we would call like the lace cap, also a mountain hydrangea, so tough stuff. These are all going to be dependent on your pH level. So you could go anywhere from pinks to purples to blues, but look at that nice healthy plant. Right now, I do want you to keep in mind, look at this one, and then I want you to look at this panicle. This is Firelight Tidbit. All right, now you may, if you were to place an order and you get this hydrangea and this hydrangea in the same container, you might be inclined to contact us and be like, oh my gosh, this hydrangea is dead. Y'all, it's not dead. Remember, hydrangeas are deciduous. It is late November. She's going dormant. She's like, okay, y'all, I've had a great growing season. I'm tired. I'm checking out. I will see y'all again in the spring, and I will come back bigger and better than ever. A way to check if your plant is dead or deciduous, going dormant, just pull gently, now don't yank it, but just gently tug on your limb. If it snaps like a dry twig, then yeah, that's not good. Then it could be dead. But it's got lots of mobility and bendiness in it. You are good to go. Because as we go through here, you're going to notice that some shrubs are definitely maybe fuller than others, and some are very stickish. That is just because they are going dormant. So we've got, I'm just going to go through them just really quick. So we've got like the Firelight Tidbit, nice and petite panicle, bless you Brenna. We've got Gatsby Gals, the Tough Stuff Top Fun. Look at Ruby, y'all. The Invincible series, I love it, totally. They do. These are your smooth hydrangeas, and clearly this plant, along with like Incredibles, they love this cool weather. We have the greenhouse open, so it can dip down into the 30s, but look how nice and green and very happy. Invincible Ruby is really fun because it's color specific, meaning no matter what your pH level is, you are going to get these gorgeous ruby flowers. One of my favorite smooth hydrangeas. If you're in the South with me, on the tag it will say rated as full sun. I have found that they can do half day, like morning sun, and they need a break in the afternoon. Otherwise, they just fry. Oh, I'm kind of glad that we still have 3 of these left. So you're allowed to buy 2. You have to leave 1 for me. This is the climbing hydrangea. This is, what does it say, Rose Sensation, and a climbing hydrangea. So you can see from this that it will climb. You can see these little hairs right here. Those are the little roots, right? So you will want to plant it, I dare say, I would definitely plant it by a tree, because your climbing hydrangeas, they kind of tend to just hang out for the first couple of years and not do a whole lot. And then once they're established and they decide to grow, okay, look out. This thing can get 40 to 50 feet tall, and it will climb that tree. It will attach itself to the bark of the tree and grow up. It is not gonna hurt the tree, because that was my thing, was like, this cannot be good for the tree. They are perfectly fine. It is not like kudzu or grapevine or anything like that. It's gonna strangle the tree. Will be very, very gorgeous, give you lots of different texture, and it's hardy in zones 5 to 9, part shade. Okay, so obviously if it's growing beside a tree, it's gonna have some shade. And it is, let's see, yeah, 6 to 9 wide. So really it's gonna kind of encircle that tree, be really fun. So I really wanna put one of those into the signature garden. Crepe myrtles. So Proven Winners has a great line of more dwarf, petite, Lycostromia, which is crepe myrtles. Really nice dark foliage. The center stage is the series, and then this is red. So you can see they too are holding on to their foliage quite nicely. Hardy in zones 6B to 10. Definitely for my warmer zones, but this crepe myrtle is 6 to 12 tall by 8 feet wide. So as far as crepe myrtles go, it's on the smaller side. It's not gonna be like your Natchez's, which are like ginormous, but that beautiful dark foliage with that red. My warmer people, we have got 3 of Beyond Pink Caryopteris. Caryopteris definitely likes it warm. This is the plant that's gonna hang out basically all season long, all year long, and you're not gonna notice it. Then when she starts blooming, dear heavens, you're gonna stop and you're gonna take notice, just like my husband did last year, and he was like, what is that thing? It is Beyond Pink. Nice and full, and does these beautiful baby doll pink flowers, like they look like little spaceships, like little saucers to me, all the way up. But it is for that warmer zones 7B to 9. Brenna's, I don't know if y'all can hear it on the mic. She must smell something in the leaves, and so she's playing.
The fall is hit real hard with all the leaves coming down from the oak trees.
Yes.
We get hit really hard.
And it seems like for us that the leaves all fell at one time. Like it was because it was when we went to go see Emily at Parents Weekend towards the end of October, and we came home and like we were gone for 2 nights, and the leaves had just dropped. So you can see all the leaves because we have massive oak trees behind us. So what we'll have to do is like shut down the greenhouses and blow all of this out. Lots of leaf litter around here. The barberry. So this is a fun one. This is the Sunjoy Sequins. I want Jerry to show you those colors on this. Lots of different bright colors, very variegated. You've got cream, you've got green, you've got a little bit of pinky, reddish, orange in there. Of course, your barberries do tend to be more deer resistant because yes, they do have thorns. It is not gonna like jump out and attack you, so it is perfectly fine. These are gonna be more cold tolerant zones 4 to 8. I'm trying to open up the tag so I can see 3 to 4 wide. Of course, barberries are deciduous, and just I love the colors on these. So really fun. So for my cooler people, these are some great options. And we do have, like we have Sunjoy Toto, which is a dark one. We've got Orange Pillar, which is more columnar. Yeah, that Toto is really nice because it almost reminds me of a loropetalum, you know? So if you are in those cooler areas and you want to do a loropetalum, but you can't, then that might be a great option. Okay, dear heavens, Perfecto Mundos. They are some very, very happy azaleas. Perfecto Mundo, of course, was developed here at NC State. It is a more petite, but y'all, look at this. Right here, Jer. Look at that beautiful flowers. I know. So this is Perfecto Mundo double pink. This thing is covered in new growth Of course, those beautiful double pink, soft kind of baby doll colors, just gorgeous. These bloom 3 times a year. I personally have found it's more like heavy in the spring and the fall, and then in the summer they bloom as well. If you can put them on a little bit more of a consistent fertilizing schedule, say with like holly tone, then that will of course obviously help with the flowers. But nice and petite. These are not going to get ginormous. They're only going to be 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, hardy in zones 6B to 9. I mean, that's perfection right there. That is absolutely beautiful. So we've got them in red, we've got them in double purple, we've got pink carpet, we've got epic pink, lots of different colors for you. We have also, you'll notice we have some 3-gallon shrubs. This is for the signature garden, which really excited about, but the reason that we have them up here, this is the juiced up orange, cestrum, or like a jasmine. We've got massive, beautiful ones. Proven winners, Spring Meadows sent them to us in the summertime. They were in 1 gallons. We moved them up to 3 gallons. And gosh, we've got 2, 4, it's like 7 or 8 of them. These are gonna go into the signature garden, and we are really excited. This is where it has helped us that we technically are a warmer zone now, because that's why they're hanging out here, is because we want to make sure that these survive, because we were, I think, right on the border with these, I think. So they're going to go into the signature garden and be very happy with that. All right, you ready to head out to the greenhouse? All right, here we go. All right, so just to recap, let's take a moment here before we go in there, and let's recap on what this is, where we got it, all the specs, what the purpose is going to be, and all the good nitty-gritty details. We have gotten all of our greenhouses from Atlas Greenhouses, wonderful company in Georgia that is just, whether you're a homeowner or you're a producer, grower, retailer like us, or if you're a ginormous, producer of plants, grower of plants, Atlas can really meet you wherever it is that you are. So this is the Super Arch. It is a gutter connected greenhouse. We'll walk over here. As long as the weather holds, we're supposed to get some rain. Oh, please, Lord, let us get rain. So as long as it doesn't start raining this afternoon, Jerry can throw the drone up, because you really got to see it from the top, right? So you can see it, and he will show you all that. But this is what we call a gutter connected greenhouse, in the fact that literally it's 3 houses that act as one, and they're connected by the rain gutters. So, I mean, it's a real genius name that they came up with. But this is, gutter connects are, I would say, industry-wide. When you have these big houses, the vast majority are gutter connected, because what happens is that you can easily add on to them in subsequent years. So if we wanted to, we're not, probably because just of the way our land is, but if we wanted to, we could come back and add on a couple of more bays. So here we have, they are, the entire structure is a 90-foot by 96-foot. It has those, like I said, those 3 bays in it that will essentially act as one. I guess if we had wanted to, we could have divided, put it in curtains to divide the different houses. We're going to use it as one big space. You will see that the doors, the whole front right here, it has rollers. So this whole front right here will open and close automatically. The sides are the exact same way. We will have those connected to the thermostat. Jerry will decide, okay, we want to keep this greenhouse at, I'm picking a number, 70 degrees. And as soon as it hits, 72 degrees, the side, whatever. I'm just making numbers up, y'all. Don't hold me accountable on the technical. But these sides will begin to open, it cools off, then they close. So especially in the spring, it's this constant dance that they go up, they go down.
It doesn't always open
No, it doesn't go all the way up. Because we have this at the retail, it may only go up like a foot, and then it cools down and okay, that was enough, and then it lowers. Maybe the next time you're in at noon, maybe it goes up 3 feet. So it doesn't have to go like all the way up. It's just a little constant. It's crazy how it works, but it's very efficient because we want to keep the plants at consistent temperatures. So that's why we have that. So you can see Brenna's having a great time exploring everything, but the two sides, of course, that is a straight shot with a curtain, and then these two bays here have the roll-up curtains. Down here, we have the sliding doors. So these are the human doors. So let's say we're in here in January and we're, you know, in production mode, and of course it's cold, so the sides are down. Well, you got to be able to get in here. So this is just like what we have down at retail, where these sliding doors. So if you see kind of like a human door, that is what that is, but it still has enough room. It's wide enough that we can drive machinery in here. So Johnny could fit in here, the Kubota could fit in here. Whatever needs to come in. We did do the concrete. Y'all were here when we poured the concrete. The first bay on the right is a solid concrete pad. That is because we will move the potting machine in here, and it just makes it easier if the whole pad is concrete, because that potting machine, of course, is movable. You can easily transport it. So we will pull it in here when it's time to fill up these greenhouses, have all of our supplies in here. So that's what will happen over there. You notice that the other bays have concrete down the center. That is for transportation. We have the rolling racks when we're trying to move plants, you know, out especially. We can easily get the rolling racks in here and move them. But we have gravel where the plants are going to sit. So the plants will sit on the gravel. That is not uncommon. Obviously, if you've done any kind of construction, concrete is expensive. So it is a cost effectiveness there that we have it on the gravel, but it does not hurt the plants. And especially for us being in North Carolina, a lot of times with Jerry growing, he likes to grow on the cool side. He likes growing plants cool, so being on the ground, it keeps them cool. Why do we like growing our plants cool? Well, petunias, calibrachoas, if they get hot, they go crazy and they get really leggy. If you grow them on the cool side, they stay really tight, really compact. Yes, they still put flowers on, but they're a beautiful, nice, tight habit on there. So that's just, you know, one of the reasons that we're doing that. But with this, I mean, it will be completely filled with plants. The first set of plants comes the third week of the year. So that would be kind of mid-late January. We'll fill up the two current houses, well, retail, then the current old productions, and then this will be the last one to fill up. Yeah. Probably. We'll see. Time will tell. All right, some other nitty-gritty, because I know y'all love to know the nitty-gritties. The fans up top, you will notice that they are facing in opposite directions. These are circulating fans because especially anytime there's the heat, you'll get hot spots. So we'll turn those fans on and it will literally circulate the air. So that's why they're in opposite directions. So you get a little bit of a swirl going on, really circulates that air. Each bay has its own heater. So you can see these gray boxes up here. Those are all the heaters. And then of course there is a fan. So there's a fan on this side, and then directly behind Jerry, there's a shutter. So those are the exhaust fans. So when that thermostat kicks on and we're trying to keep it at a certain degree, those will kick on first and move hot air out, and then if it still needs to cool down some more, then that's when the sides will raise up. Also, you will notice that we have some fun little black connecting tubes over here. Now they're not working right now because we have to come back through and do all the electrical and the water and all that. But if you'll see these black tubes right here, there's one here and then there's one up top. Because it is a greenhouse, this is a double layer of polyplastic, of what greenhouses are made out of. And so what will happen is we will have blowers that are actually on the other side, and it inflates. So the roof will be inflated, and these side wall panels will be inflated as well. Because, if Jerry can come over here, I'm going to give you a little demonstration. What happens is, Yeah, come on outside. Right here is where the curtain is. So when the curtain comes down, this will be nice and expanded, like it'll be nice and poofy. So this curtain comes down, and then air, when the wind is blowing, it doesn't get through. So it's a more of that insulation, and that's what that is. Every so many years you have to replace the plastic on a greenhouse because the sun starts to wear it down. It gets cloudy and then it blocks too much sunlight, which is not what you want in a greenhouse. Is there anything else that on the greenhouse level?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we will be able to use this section right here, both either as early on in the season, we can use it as a road, so we can drive the machines right through here. Later on in the season, as it progresses, is if we want to, and we'll do something. Obviously, this is still construction zone right here with the lovely red clay. But we could put plants out here and grow, like bring the flats out here if we wanted to, or bring hanging baskets out here. I don't know, whatever we wanted to. But we could use this as a growing area as well. What we have left to do on the greenhouse is, like I said, electrical and plumbing. Those are the two main things, and there is a lot of logistics that have to be associated with that, making sure that everybody is plugged in, all the sprinklers are working, and all that. So that's what will happen in the next 2 months. Yeah. So our first focus is getting that signature garden kind of squared away for the winter, and then, yeah, we'll figure this one out too as well. All right, is that it? Okay, so make sure you check out gardeningwithcreekside.com, the new website. Give us your email and your text if you want a coupon for, you're going to go ahead and get all your spring annuals ordered. Go for it, do it. You got a great opportunity to get 15 or 20% off this order. And then the shrubs, like I said, those over there are in the greenhouse that are here available. Those we will get shipped out to you as soon as you get that order placed. We can get it straight out to you. But yeah, thanks so much for tagging along on this wonderful, crazy adventure that we call life here at Creekside Nursery. Brenna says thank you. She appreciates it. She says thanks for all the support, and she got a bath last night, so she is nice and soft and silky and extra shiny. But as always, we so appreciate you. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.